Tales of the 6th Century by Lea Moran. The Weight of Words. It's 10 years since they cut off my tongue. The Saxon clans of the Wildsater are devils. They raided our village, slaying those who fought, cutting the tongues of those that cursed them, and taking the rest as slaves. Father Faustus found me at dawn, left among the dead and dying. He took me to his monastery in Bavaria, saying, "I will teach you God's gift of the written words." I did not understand or want this gift from God, but the monk was insistent, and with no tongue I could make no argument to refuse. And in truth, the years of learning have eased my soul, and inked words now slip from my quill with precision and beauty. Now I must find Father Faustus. He's been gone all summer, travelling the lands of Dumnonia, preaching to wayward sinners and blessing the faithful. He was supposed to return before autumn equinox. 10 days passed, I began to worry. He is twice my age at least, and would be foot-weary or worse. Knowing his route would be via Iska, a river settlement on the edge of a ghost town, I took the cart with a barrel of mead to barter at the tavern, hoping to meet my old friend there and bring him home. It was market time, and the tavern was busy. Drinking is dangerous for me. I concentrated on every sip of my weak barley ale, controlling the root of my tongue as I swallowed, while thinking of what might delay him. Faustus's piety makes him dogmatic. His fervent adherence to God's laws makes him impatient of those who lapse but should know better. My tongue was cut for speaking out. Father Faustus has no such fear. When 2 armed men took the bench behind me, I felt a prickling between my shoulder blades. I tried to keep my mind on the delicate action of drinking my ale, but their voices were clear and their talk disturbed me. "We must have missed him on the road." "Well, we'd better get it done before he reaches Bavaria." "Aye, a missing monk found dead by the roadside is one thing, but a murder in the monastery is something else. Constantine will not be pleased if it becomes a scandal." How I did not choke, I don't know. There was no doubt Father Faustus was the monk they spoke of, but what had he done to anger King Constantine of Dumnonia? What had he said? I slept by the cook fire. The tavern mistress trusts me. She knows I can tell her no lies. Early this morning, I lingered by the roadside, looking out for my friend and the comings and goings. I linger still. Now the cool dust prickles at my skin and the long shadows are merging together. I blink as if to see better, and a figure catches the last pale light, an unmistakable thin old man in an oversized robe, threadbare and ragged, but walking with the certainty of God's protection. Our eyes meet, and he smiles. As he nears, I swing my cloak over his shoulders and steer him aside. "Well, this is some welcome, my friend. I hope you have the cart, for my feet are raw from the walking, and—" He twists and frowns at me, suddenly alert to the caution in my fingertips at his elbow. I lead him around to the back of the tavern, ever watchful, until we are inside. His tired eyes scan my face. "You have something to tell me?" he asks, sitting heavily on the bench. He pulls out a roll of parchment from his bag and searches for his quill. I take the parchment and smooth it. Without ink, I dip the quill in a pot of fish oil, a speciality of the tavern mistress, and words flow from my fingers. In my best and neatest script, I write, "Viri regis adsunt de occidere." The king's men are here to kill you. He sits still. The thin skin of his cheeks hangs pale. Understanding my questioning look full well, he says, "Constantine is a murderer and had fornicated with his own sister. What else could I do? I threatened him with fire and damnation and told him God would abandon his people if he did not repent." I raised my eyebrows, amazed the hot-headed king had not thrown him from the cliffs of Din Tajel. So, what will he do now? I tilt my head to ask. "Don't fret, I'll not return to the monastery. No, my poor feet must trudge onwards, and I am overdue a visit to old friends among the Atrebates." I hold up my cloak and point to the cart outside. "Ah, yes, good idea. It may be cold, and I'll get there much quicker." Too proud to admit that both would disguise him as more merchant than monk. "The road to Cleaver is good. The Atrebates valleys are beautiful this time of year. Yes, I may stay there a while. He reached out a hand to my shoulder and smiled, though I saw the brimming of tears in his eyes. You won't tell anyone where I'm going, will you?